Hello everyone, and today we're going to be looking at Microsoft Copilot, the free version that is available to all users. And we're going to be looking at the tips and features that you can get out of this free version and how you can use it to complete a number of tasks. So the first thing that you need to do is go to copilot.microsoft.com and it will ask you to sign in. And you can sign in using your personal account, Microsoft account, or your work or student account. If you don't have an account, then it's absolutely fine. You can still create one. Then you will find yourself on the main interface. And once you're on the main page, you can see that there's a number of things that you can do. Microsoft actually suggests some prompts that you can use, so you can go through them if you want inspiration for ideas. And down here, you'll see that that's the main bar where you'll be entering your prompts. And then we've got a number of other features. So if you look up here, you'll notice that there's something called a notebook. And if we click on that, we'll see there's another interface that we can use. And I'll tell you some of the tips and tricks that you can use that notebook for. And then if we go back to the Copilot tab, you'll find that they've got some specialized GPTs that you can be using here as well. And we'll talk about some of these. And then here you'll find your recent chats and it saves all the different chats that you've had. So that's the basic overview of the interface. Before we start entering a specific prompt, I just want to show you something that Microsoft offers that I think is quite interesting. And I'll leave you the link for this below, which is basically some prompts that they've suggested that you try. And they've got a whole library of prompts that you can go through. And what I like about this is that they help you structure your prompt as well. The other thing that they do is that they give you suggestions about how you should be writing your prompt. Okay, so if you click on here, get tips and tricks for effective Copilot prompts, and you actually have to download this document. So I've just opened it here so you can see. But things like entering a goal for what you want to do, giving some context in terms of what your prompt should have, the source, so indicate what information examples Copilot should be using, and the expectations. How should Copilot respond? What should it do? And they give you the examples. So use simple language. So if we go back to our Copilot, I just want to show you the difference in terms of just writing a general prompt. So for example, if I say, write, let's say a 1,500 word article on space exploration. And you can see that in this prompt, I've hardly given anything except just the goal of what I want to do, but I haven't given much context. I haven't spoken about who the audience is. And so there's not really that much that I've given. So we've got a general article, but I wanted to show you the difference that we get when we craft a prompt that is specific to the points that Microsoft indicated. So just enter a new chat. So this time I'm going to put a prompt that has a lot more detail, a lot more context, the sources, the expectations, all laid out in the prompt. Craft a 1,500 word blog post for a general audience interested in space and technology. So I've specified the audience, focusing on the significance and benefits of recent advancements in space exploration. I've told it what to focus on, include real world examples, innovative technologies, and insights from reputable sources. Okay, so I've mentioned the source where the information should be extracted from as well, and conclude with a reflection on the importance of these advancements and a call for collective efforts to support space exploration. So let's see what it does with this prompt. Okay, so let's look at the output, and you can see straight away that we have got a lot more focus here of the technological innovations that have happened. We've got statistics here that have been included. It refers to NASA's development, and then you can see there's a conclusion that talks about this collective efforts that we need to include. So there's a lot more detail, a lot more focused information, and what you'll notice here that it gives us the references and the sources from where it's extracted the information from. So if I click on this, it will take me to the actual NASA page, and it will tell me the information that it's taken from. I look at my second source as well. Here we've got 20 breakthroughs from 20 years. So if I look at the information that is provided here, I can see fundamental disease research, discovery of burning coal flames, water purification systems. And these are the similar results that I've received in my actual response here, as we have seen. So a section called Learn More. And what it does is that it gives you a number of resources that you can actually go to learn more about the topic. So if I go to, for example, the brookings.edu page, I'll find some more information about space, about exploration, which is interesting if I want to explore more sources. The other really interesting thing that Copilot does with your prompt is that it suggests a number of follow-up prompts that you can use to prolong the conversation, add more progression, add more details to your response. So, for example, here, let's say, what are the effects of prolonged space travel on vision, for example? It might be something that you haven't thought of. So you can click on that and then it will start generating a relevant prompt for that. So then again, we can see the references, the learn more section, and some more follow-up prompts. Now, the other thing I want to show you is that once we have the article, we can copy that. And if we go to our word counter, and I copy in the word count here, you will see, and I'm going to take out the references as well so we can get an accurate picture of what the word count that it's come back with is. You'll see the response is actually quite low in terms of the number of words. So we've got about 547 words, which is a lot less than what I requested in a 1,500 word blog. So the other thing that you'll notice is that you can choose the conversational style. So if you're writing something like a story or a poem, for example, you want it to be creative and imaginative, you'll choose more creative. Usually you'll choose more balanced if you're writing blogs, articles, extracting general information, you can choose more balanced. I like to use the more precise if I'm looking for more academic style output. So for example, I can write a 500 word introduction on skills and graduate employability. And you can see that the language is a bit more formal, and the output as well, interestingly, comes back as paragraphs. There's no bulleted information, there's no headings. So if you're looking for that kind of output, then it will be useful to choose more precise. So I can also use Copilot to summarize a web page. So for example, if I come to one of the sources that I have here and I just copy the link, go back to Copilot, and then I just write here, summarize this page, and then I'll add the link that I've just obtained. Okay, and you can see that it's given us a good detailed summary as well. And I can ask it to be more concise or to add even more details if I wanted to. And again, you can see the information that it's extracted from, okay, and additional resources that I can learn from and go back to. Now, the other thing I want to show you with Microsoft Copilot is that sometimes you want to enter a prompt here that might be quite long. And that could be because you're using very long, detailed prompts, or you want to, for example, like I'm going to show you here, summarize an entire section from an article, and you want to focus on a particular section. So say I want to copy here this introduction, and I'm going to take the whole introduction up until the end of this page. Okay. And I want to copy that and put it into the prompt and say, summarize this introduction. I'm going to paste it all in here. What you'll see is that it says maximum character limit reached. So I'm not able to summarize that particular section. But what I can do if I had an extended prompt like this one is go up here to where I have the notebook section. And this notebook essentially allows you to add in prompts that are really quite long. It allows you up to 18,000 characters. So I can just come up here and write, summarize this introduction. And then I'm just going to add it in here. You'll see that now it's taken the entire introduction and now it's able to go ahead and summarize this long piece of text. Okay, and you can see that the summary has been obtained below. And now the other thing I can get it to do is to analyze an image or a table that I already have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an image here from my device. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to analyze this image and provide 3 key insights. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, as you can see, it's looked at the table and it's come back with three key conclusions that I can then use to understand my table further. I could also ask it to explain the image. So if I just wanted a general explanation without insights from the results, but I just want to understand the actual variables, then as I can see, it's broken them down and it's provided me with the different explanations of the key areas in the results table. Now, the other thing you can get it to do is you can also copy in an image or upload an image and ask it to, for example, convert this into tabular format. Okay, and what you can see is that I've now got the image that I had to a table that I can actually copy or I can open into Excel. And you can see now that I've got an Excel version of the table that I can just use and work with straight away. So that's quite a useful feature. Be careful with this one though. I found that with longer, bigger tables, Microsoft Copilot can be a bit inaccurate in copying the information. So this always make sure that you double check that it has extracted all the information from the image. Now, the other thing you can do is you can get it to create images for you. So I'm going to write here, create an image of futuristic, let's say, space exploration. To say I wanted an image to accompany the article that I've just written on space and the latest technologies and trends, I can have it generate that image for me as well. And you can see it's given me here four different interesting options that I can explore. And if I say didn't like that, it has suggestions. You can include a rocket launching from Earth, so you can add that to your prompt in creating the next image, or add an astronaut or look more like a sci-fi movie poster. So you can play around with these images and select the one that you want. Once you've chosen an image, you can click on it. You'll see that here you have options to either share the image, download it, or to customize it if you want as well. The other thing that you'll see with Copilot is that you've got different chats as well. So you've got the vacation planner, you've got the cooking assistant, fitness trainer. And so, for example, if you wanted any specialized tasks like recipes and things like that, then you can use the assistant to help you with that. And then if we go back to the Copilot, you'll see that there are also some specific plugins that you can use. And these are quite interesting. You can activate them. So, for example, if you want to do specific web browsing, you can activate the search. Now, the other thing that you can do for using Edge as your main browser is that if you go up here where it has the Microsoft Copilot image, is that you can open Copilot as a pop-out. And what does is quite useful, because if you have an article, for example, let's say we've got this McKinsey article, then it can actually summarize it directly without you having to copy and paste the link. So with the sidebar Copilot, you can see they can do a number of things. So, for example, it will tell you here that it can summarize, rewrite, and respond to the questions about the PDF that is opened in this browser. And I can generate a document summary. I can suggest questions about this document. And again, it gives me the type of conversation style that I could use. So, if I want it more creative, more balanced, and more precise. So, what it does is that it actually does the whole summarizing and dealing with the information directly in the browser rather than you having to copy and paste and go and insert it into Copilot. So I can come here and write, summarize this article and provide me with 5 key insights. And you can see that it's taken the article directly and it's provided me with 5 key insights. And then I can follow up with this and I can say, for example, create a 5-slide presentation based on this article. And you can see now that it will take this whole entire article and then it summarizes it into specific information that I can add into every slide. So, for example, here they've got the introduction, and then it gives the review, and then it tells me what to add as a subtitle as well. And it does that for each of the 5 slides. And this is actually an interesting way as well if you're looking for more specific, detailed summaries. Just get to provide a 5-slide presentation, and then it will give you an overview of the 5 key main issues that you want to address. I found this is quite useful to give you some more detailed output rather than just bullet points on the main insights. And it could do the same with web pages as well. So if I ask it to summarize this web page and provide me with 5 key insights. Okay, and again, you can see that it's extracted the information from the web page, and it actually tells you which part of the text that it's taken it from so that you can refer back to it as well. And it's given me some insights. The other thing you can get it to do is to write, for example, emails for you based on whatever web page or article that you might have open. So, for example, I can write here, use this article to draft an email for a meeting next week. And I've been very vague here, but let's see what it comes back with. And you can see that it's used this article, it's suggested the subject, and then it's added an agenda that is based on this skills webpage. And you can do this with any, for example, documents that you're working on, presentations. Now, the other thing that you can do, which is also very useful, is that you can use the compose part of the sidebar, right, about any information that you want, and then you can add here the tone, professional, casual. You can specify again the format, do you want it as a paragraph or email, and then the length of the output. And this is just something that if you're looking to write something quickly and insert it into your document, then you can use that.